Cassandra Johnson, the administrator of Manor Care, interviews a lot of people for the jobs in her nursing home. So I interviewed her the other day about how to be prepared for an interview and what steps you should take after the interview and how you should present yourself during the interview. Some of the preparation tips that she gave me was that you should look up the business beforehand and know the job description and what job you're actually applying for. You should dress in business attire like I am right now, and your hair should be done and makeup minimal but still presentable. Employers during the interview tend to look for your body position, and they ask very basic questions like what are your future goals, what are your past experiences, so be prepared to answer those types of questions. And then some post-interview tips that she gave me was to send a thank you note to let the employer know that you appreciated them giving up their time to get to know you a little better, and call for more info if you don't hear from them within a week or so, just to let them know that you are still interested in the job and you're still looking forward to getting to know the business even more. So we are going to be going through a mock interview. The first thing you should always do is have a firm handshake at the beginning, because they like to know that you're interested and you have a good introduction. Okay, so we're going to do some sample questions, and make sure to watch body language and the answers that I have given Sam to the questions he asks me.
So McKenna, can you tell me some of your past job experience?
Well, I'm experienced in many areas. I have had jobs ranging from retail to nursing and have learned a lot in every job I have had about how to work with people and communication skills.
Good. All right. Where would you like to see yourself in 5 years?
I would like to be established in my community and perhaps have an array of choices of jobs to choose from.
Okay, good. What would you say that is your most valuable trait?
Well, I would have to say my most valuable trait is my ability to work and get along with others, and my ability to solve problems quickly and efficiently.
All right.
Always make sure during an interview that you're making eye contact with the interviewer. I know that I was reading from a script, but that's one of the greatest ways to show them that you're interested and you're involved in the conversation. And always make sure that you're being honest and not making up your answers as you go. They can really tell if you're prepared or not. And watch your body language. If you're slumped over, they're gonna perceive you as uninterested. Make sure you're sitting straight up and wearing appropriate attire.
So, today we're going to teach you about Texas. How do you do your own Texas? Not the Texas from the south, but Texas from the north. Get it? Alright, so we got all these forms right here, and sometimes people are crazy because you got, how many pages? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I don't know. It's a lot of Texas, and some of you just want to throw it on the ground. But no, you can't do that because you need it. I need it too. It might be really confusing, but don't worry. I'm going to lead you right through it. First step, doing your taxes, okay? Then you're preparing for taxes. You need this form called W4. W4. Where's my W4 at? Right here. So, just gonna take it closer. It says Form W4. It has 2017 on it. What does this form do? This form gives you exemption from your income. So let's say you're married or something, then I give you exemption. And you have different kind of status exemption, so you just have to fill this form out. And it's pretty straightforward. If you have any question, go on irs.org, and that applies to every other form. So once you get this form filled out, you're good. But make sure to update it every year, because once your status change or something, let's say you're from single to married, then you have to change from single to married. So that's what the W form does. And that's a whole other bunch of stuff. I'm not going to go through every single step, because everyone is different. I'm just going to go through the general procedure. After you get W4 done, next we go to the W2. W2 kind of look like this. You can see the W2 right here, 2017. And there's actually more pages than this. I just print out one just to see the general form. This W2. W2 is what your employer is going to give you. Your employer is going to fill out this form and then give it to you, and you got to fill out something too. It tells the government that how much taxes you withheld how much tax you withheld, how much tax you have to pay. So W-4 kind of predicts how much you owe the government, but the W-2 gives the result back. And they kind of go side by side. After the W-2, you might need some extra forms like the 1099s. The 1099s are, there's like 1099s INT, 1099s DIV, 1099s G, 1099T. There's so many stuff, but you just have to go through what you need. So let's say you have a 1099T, that's for education expenses. If you have the 1099 INT, that's for interest income. And all these forms you can find on irs.org. Just go on and see if you have, let's say in the bank, you have the interest as your income, then you have a 1099 INT for interest income. And there are a whole bunch of other stuff. So just know that that's one of the requirements. Also Schedule A. Schedule A kind of look like this. See right here, it says Schedule A, Form 10, so-called 1040. Itemized deduction. Itemized deduction are like the things that make you pay less taxes. If you give to charity, you have some taxes. If you don't have some charity, if you give charity, it will deduct from your taxes. Or if you give to the Boy Scout, give it to the rescue mission, then from that, if you have a regular flag, your taxes can be deducted. So this is really good. This can deduct from your taxes, make you pay less. After all you have those files done, there's the last one called the 1040. The 1040 kind of wrap everything up. Every other information kind of put an input in there, and this is the last one. So there's the 1040 right here. This is called 1040 easy, and it literally means easy. This is the 1040 easy form. You also have the 1040A, which is a short form, and the 1040 regular form. But for me, as a teenager, I just have the form 1040 easy. It's an easy one. So you just have to turn in all these stuff to the government or wherever you have. And it might sound really complicated as I'm explaining. So if you still really think that this is really complicated, just go find someone else to do it for you. So, and this is really important because some people say, I'm just gonna find someone to do my tax, but they don't know who to find. So let me give you some technical terms. There's some people called the Certified Public Accountants, called the CPAs, and they're like, their profession is to help people for accounting and taxes, or otherwise you can find enrolled agents. And these are agents that's licensed by the IRS. They have got you covered. So if you really don't know how to do these and you don't want to spend time on these, just go find someone to do it for you. Or you can find a software like TurboTax. I'm pretty sure you've all seen commercials on YouTube, on TVs, TurboTax. And those cost money, or you can do the free file from IRS. It's all free. Just do it electronically or manually. It doesn't matter as long as you get it in. So get it in before April 15th. And that's pretty much how you do your taxes. Thank you.
Okay, so I talked to Krista Burgess, and she's kind of like a career learning like person who helps you kind of like choose your direction, like in which way you're going. And like she helps like high school students, like she helps find programs for you that you would like. And I asked her like her top like tips that would be to help you find a career, and mostly hers were like find internships, which you can go to like any place that you would like. Like let's say you want to work at John Deere someday, you can go to John Deere and then ask them if they have any opportunities for high schoolers to like help out or learn about John Deere in that way. And then like also like what I found online, you could take personality tests on like BuzzFeed or whatever, because like a lot of people think that that's like not a good way to start, but I feel like if you don't know yourself at all, then you should start there to kind of like know what your interests would be. And then you should also think about like college, like if you want to go to college, because a lot of like occupations don't need college, like let's say to be like a police officer or something like that, you don't need to go to college. And then oh yeah, when you go to college, you should also like branch out, like be friends with people that you wouldn't normally be friends with, so you can learn about different things that you didn't know about before, and then maybe you like that, I don't know. And then You should also ask like your parents or like your teachers what they went through when they were looking for a career, because a lot of people don't know what they're going to be, because like most most people that are in college don't know their majors until like junior year. So yeah, so you should ask someone in like your favorite subject in school. You should ask your teacher like what they went through and like why they like that subject, and then they kind of give you an idea of like where to go with that. And that's pretty much like the advice that I found online. And also, money isn't everything, cause like money, it'll like last you, it'll keep you going, but it won't keep you happy. So money shouldn't be like the number one thing you look for when you're looking for a job.
So I talked to the Clark housing supervisor about how to live with a roommate and how they choose their roommates during the freshman year. He said that there's a lot of processes that go into the administration picking your roommate, and some of them provide tests, some of them they get to know the people and then match them, and sometimes the coaches of an athlete, like if you're going into cross country or basketball or something like that, they want their athletes to room together. And sometimes it's just random, like if you don't have a roommate picked out, or if you didn't like the one that the administration set you up with, they sometimes just do a random. And then if you don't like them by the time semester comes, then you could have always filed for a release form where you switch roommates with someone, or where you even get a brand new roommate. Otherwise, sometimes he said that to pick roommates, a lot of people just find a roommate on their own and then let them know. Some good skills that he gave me on how to live with a roommate is you should have good communication. You should always be open, and always be respectful of your roommate's boundaries. Don't invite anyone into the room that your roommate might not be comfortable with. Always make sure that when your roommate is studying, that you guys have like set times, so that you're not watching TV and they're trying to study and then you get annoyed. And always confront a problem first. Don't let it fester, because then you just run into bigger problems down the road. So we're going to show you now how not to react to a roommate who's making a lot of noise while you're trying to study, and then later on we'll show you how to react to a roommate who might be annoying when you're trying to study. Can you stop that? Are you joking me? I'm trying to study here. Are you serious? Come on! Excuse me, don't. Hey, can you please stop? I'm trying to study, and it really bothers me that when I try and study that you're making a lot of noise.
I'm sorry, thank you for addressing the problem. Alright, how to live off a fixed budget. You want to live below your means, which means however much you make in a month, you want to save 20 to 25% of your budget to save for emergency needs, like hospital bills in case something happens, or something else that might be an emergency. Micromanage your budget, categorize your expenses like insurance, healthcare, what else is there, utilities, and average it all up along with your recreational activities like food, entertainment, gas, and you want to make sure that your total expenses are below your goal of the 20 to 25% of your monthly income. Cut down on, if you are over that budget, you need to cut down on the unneeded expenses like the recreational activities, entertainment, food, gas. You can cook at home to save money instead of always going out. Find different ways to travel to save money instead of gas. Avoid adding new debt, so stay clear from overspending and impulse buying. Buying something new will make you feel better about yourself, but it's not worth it in the long run and you'll regret it later. If you can end up controlling yourself on impulse buying and stuff like that, you will have leftover money to occasionally go shopping. Tax saving. Always smart to have the least amount of tax as possible. You can live in a different state. States have lowered taxes in different states. There's 9 states that don't even have income taxes, so that's good. And there's 37 that do not tax Social Security benefits. And most of the people who are living off a fixed budget are retired, and that's where the Social Security benefits come in. So living in one of those states is crucial. Downsizing, it's a great idea to live in a smaller place, especially if it's not needed to live in a bigger place. Doing this will save you money and will allow you to have leftover money. Have fun for free. This may sound very hard for most people, but it can be very easy if you take advantage of the special events that are going around near you in your area. Some events might be free for you to attend. Volunteering is also smart because some people do reward volunteers with like receiving something in return you can get. And lastly, earn extra money on the side, such as just picking up a simple job that you do after hours. If you have another job, just work on the weekends, or if you're retired, just a job for something to do to have more money is also very smart.